Hello, friends. I'm Cedric B. Glover, Mayor of the City of Shreveport, and I'm delighted to have the opportunity today to talk to you about a new cultural initiative taking place here in our city. Our story begins in the early morning of August 25th, 2009, when an arsonist set fire to the Shreveport Regional Arts Council offices, or as we call it, SHRAC, destroying everything in those administrative offices. Nothing was left. But by 6 a.m., bulldozers were clearing the lot while I assured the public and the hundreds of artists and Arts Council friends that this would prove the start of a new day for the arts in Shreveport, a day that would put the arts at the forefront of designing and stimulating a cultural economy, one that is rooted in arts programming, new arts venues, and increased public participation. The first step was to find a new home for the Shreveport Regional Arts Council. I immediately saw an opportunity to move SHRAC from the fire to the old Central Fire Station, which sat vacant in a blighted and neglected area just west of our downtown. Assembling a team of architects and designers, historic preservationist Gregory Free from Austin, Texas, proposed design ideas that would preserve and restore the 1922 building to its original architectural splendor. More importantly, the new headquarters will increase SHRAC's capacity to help other arts organizations and artists by dedicating 65% of the space for community use. It was not enough. I wanted to ensure that the Arts Council's move into this building would become a catalyst for the revitalization of this neglected area and would create a new entry into our downtown from Interstate 20. Therefore, we applied for the NEA Mayor's Institute for City Design 25th Anniversary Award grant, and a few months later, we were awarded a $100,000 grant. We immediately began raising local private funds to design the Central Art Station. Amazingly, the announcement of this grant award sparked an unprecedented $6 million response by the private sector. Our community rallied to support our regional arts organization, as well as the restoration of a beloved landmark and the possibility of reviving a blighted area. This support has led to the completion of a one-year process to create a vision plan for the newly named Shreveport Common Cultural District, because we believe that artists and creative people who will pioneer this area already have much in common. They desire a place that embraces creativity, welcomes diversity, is grounded in authenticity, and will be sustained by the talent, technology, and tourism that will make the district a viable investment. Currently, Shreveport Common is filled with empty concrete and grass-filled lots and abandoned architecturally significant buildings, many on the National Register of Historic Places. There is little foot traffic except for the homeless. There's a single tree amongst the boarded-up buildings on Texas Avenue. A sad decline for what was once the main thoroughfare through Shreveport and the historic trail to Texas. The MICD grant supported a grassroots inclusive planning effort led by Gregory Free and his design team that included local architects, landscape architects, and a project manager. Through a year-long visioning process, they met with more than 50 groups and over 65 listening sessions and received more than 1,000 ideas for the new cultural district. I appointed a 50-member advisory committee of stakeholders and neighbors to ensure the integrity of the vision planning process. Through the process, we galvanized the community with cleanup days, walking tours, podcast tours, trolley tours, group presentations, and social networking, including our Shreveport Common Facebook page, all abuzz with ideas and suggestions. The process produced the area's first tax incentives for revitalization workshop, attracting over 100 enthusiastic property owners and local and regional developers. Our most successful public engagement was Discover Shreveport Common, a day-long charrette turned inside out that attracted over 600 people. Temporary public art installations, large-scale maps, a 3D fly-through, and creative listening sessions enable citizens to imagine living, working, and playing in this new cultural community. Hands-on arts, performances, and artist market demonstrated the excitement that Shreveport Common promises. Shreveport Common is a vision for revitalization, created through the eyes of the arts and guided by both traditional and non-traditional processes, including the precepts of creative placemaking. Let's take a look at the vision. It starts with creating a new entrance into our city and imagines a public art gateway that welcomes visitors into downtown and the new cultural arts district. Imagine billboards and power lines have disappeared. We now see more clearly the grandeur of examples of nationally significant historical architecture. One is the abandoned Benai Zion Temple, which we hope someday to become the temple for the performing arts, offering shared work, storage, and rehearsal space so that shared overhead can translate into more arts programming. On the left, we see the expanded campus of Providence House, one of the nation's most successful nonprofit homeless-to-home organizations. Shreveport Common is dedicated to keeping organizations and social service agencies like the Providence House as good neighbors. Our listening sessions provided the impetus for a vision for growth and change for them as well. The centerpiece is Caddo Common, over an acre of public green space, which is now covered with concrete slabs and asphalt. This community gathering place will soon be full of art and creative programming, seating, tree-lined paths, water features, a sculpture garden, and an amphitheater. It will be the nexus to Shreveport Common, providing places to play, exercise, relax, mingle, and meditate. The plan calls for honoring all historically significant buildings, such as Holy Cross Episcopal Church, combined with carefully scaled new infill buildings with much-needed local retail, galleries, and restaurants below, and a range of living and workspaces above. Common Link is to be a unique transportation epicenter. A functional sculpture, Line and Sky, is an original artist-designed canopy of light and color that will arc across the site and create a new vibe for public transportation. High-tech interactive stations will provide information on what's happening and how to get there. The vision plans allows for the restoration of historic Grand Avenue to create a promenade leading to the Art Deco Municipal Auditorium, where Elvis Presley and Hank Williams got their start, and on to Oakland Cemetery, our city's oldest. Both projects have begun much-needed renovations. Across the street, legendary James Burton's Foundation has completed a new studio for children's music and recording sessions and has purchased another building to reuse as a guitar and rock and roll car museum. New mixed-use infill buildings like the Grand, shown here, are planned to offer a variety of housing choices for all needs. Efficient studios, hip lofts, and apartments for families and empty nesters. Other vacant sites will allow for townhouse-style live workspaces. An overgrown railroad right-of-way will be cleared and developed as a green buffer and pooch park, one of several niche parks located throughout the district. The intimate scale of Austin Place, with its rare collection of 19th century houses, will be preserved by rescuing endangered homes, locating them in abandoned lots, and adapting them as private and multi-family residences. Community garden to table spaces will also be planned for other underused lots. In the historic 800 block of Texas Avenue, the central artery of the district, resides one property owner, a business, and an experimental film venue. Until this Shreveport Common vision plan, the remaining buildings were boarded up and endangered. Today, this valued commercial road promises a future as grand as its past, with loft apartments, elegant offices, shops, cafes, and galleries. Asiana Gardens, across from the Caddo Common, is an all-volunteer public cultural venue. Sites for other restored and infill construction also frame this public park. Central Fire Station, soon to be the Central Art Station, home to the Shreveport Regional Arts Council, will be completed in fall of 2012. This pivotal landmark will be the accelerator for arts and culture in Shreveport. Imagine the doors open with artists, arts organizations, and programming spilling out of the engine room into the community. The interest amongst developers to invest in the district is exciting, as is the passion of a small group of neighborhood business owners on a lonely dead-end street. In response to the Shreveport Common visioning, they have created the Louisiana Cotton Exchange, named for their intersecting streets, with plans for an outdoor people and performance area with vendor tents and outdoor seating. Thanks to their efforts, a derelict hotel across the street is now a prime opportunity for investment for a number of new uses. Restoration, renovation, transformation, revitalization, and the arts. The Arts Council and the city and our community are making arts work to drive a new cultural economy, one that is grounded in authenticity, built with creativity, sustained through public-private reinvestment, simply starting with a vision plan, one that has ignited a new fire in our city. one that puts the arts at the center of energizing a blighted area. It is a solid step towards making Shreveport the next great city of the South. Thank you.